Hello there and welcome back. Well, it's that time of day. We're here at the craft store. We launch a brand new one-day special and it's a cracking deal. If you are new to us here at the craft store, well, let me explain. Every single day at 6 o'clock, we launch a brand new deal. It's a deal that's going to run for a 24-hour period if stock permits us to run it for the whole day. If not, then sadly we have to say goodbye to it a little earlier than planned. But what you've got is an amazing deal that you can take advantage of. Now, you'll notice on your screen there you've got a couple of different prices have popped up because one of those prices is a Freedom members discounted price, which means you can save even more if you're a Freedom member. But don't worry, I'll explain all of that a little bit later on. But we've got the deal on the screen already, so if you want to get involved, you can do. And of course, I am not here by myself. Again, twice in the same day, boom, I'm winning at life. I've got a fabulous Lou with us joining me. Hiya, Lou, how you doing?
I'm in again.
I love it.
I'm in the studio light head today, but can you see the deals? It's
amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, I do urge everybody to jump on the website and have a little look ahead of us because we've got quite a lot to share with you. Not only our one-day special, but some incredible savings where you are saving a huge amount. And don't forget, you can still use that code, LAUNCH5. So if you're spending £25 or more, quote LAUNCH5. Even if you've used it already, don't worry. It's not limited to one per customer. So instantly, you can see on the screen there, Freedom members, your one-day special would actually come down to £35 and 41 pence if you are using that code. A little bit of housekeeping. I just need to mention extended delivery. So with regards to these ones, the 15th of April, they will be on their way to you, but worth the wait because you are getting loads of value. I mean, Lou, this is a bumper bundle.
Well, these books are really new and they sort of encompass all the things. So you've got a topic or a theme, then you've got stickers, you've got die cuts, you've got really thick cardstock and everything and tags that all go together. So you've got everything that you can do just to make a card if you want. I say just. Or you can actually journal with it, you can put it scrapbooking. It's a really clever concept, and on the back you can see everything that's in the book.
You are so right. And I know our canny crafters, they will even use that back cover because, of course, you've got the elements there that you could use on little tags and toppers and things like that. Love it, because this one is actually called My Favourite Craft Book, and it's all about dreaming. Just keep dreaming, the theme behind this one. And, Luke, you are so right. I mean, you can see here, landscape, you've got those A4 pages. First one that we come to, die-cut elements, so no scissors required to pop these out. All sorts of beautiful pieces, but also uncoated cards. So I'm thinking that we can change the colour of these, overstamp them if we're wanting to as well.
That's a brilliant point.
And the pages as well. I mean, look at these for backdrop. It's not paper. As I flick this, you will see that you've got cardstock here. So instantly, that's an A5 card base if you fold it down the middle.
That's it. It is really thick though, isn't it?
Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, and again uncoated. So use this as a base for your stamping, or your texture mediums can go through these. Then it gets even better. At the back we've got more die cut elements, and you've got your stickers as well. Absolutely brilliant. That's just one of the themes, and those, your back sheet with those, you've got your stickers. Very similar along all of these different books that we're going to be looking at in a few moments. So should we look at another one, or should we go straight in with the stamps and have a look at the stamps and dies? Let's go for another one. Let's go for the next one along here. Let's do it in order, because that way I won't forget which ones I've shown you and which ones I have. So this one is called In Love with Chalk, my favourite craft book again. 8 background pages with your cardstock and then your die-cut elements. Again, I don't think they could have fitted any more on these pages, Lou, if they'd tried.
No, they're really, I think like the dies and everything, they don't mess about this. Fill it with everything. But you're so right what you said before about you can change this because it's not coated. You can actually add your own, and I've used those 2 pieces for something else, and they've just put all the colour together for you, all the colour schemes, all the paints. It's as much as you want it to be. But some of those could be great little tags. You know, and stickers as well, which is everybody loves stickers at the moment.
Don't we just? Yeah, absolutely amazing. So those are 2 of your books. Now, of course, we've got the saving on the screen. So let me quickly explain to you before I show you the stamps and the dies what you are saving. So one day special, everybody saves at least £27 with this one. It's not often we give you the opportunity to save £27. That's a big saving. You can see that you can spread your cost over 2 payments as well of £22.45. Now, because your one-day special is over £25, you can indeed use that launch 5, which means you're going to bring it down by a fiver, which means it will go down to less than £40. But that's if you're paying for it all in one go. Because we've got the 2 flexi buys on this one, spreading the cost over 2 payments, it actually brings that first payment down to below the £25 threshold. We have got loads of under a tenner items. Have a little look on the website. You can add those in, add in your end of call items, take that first payment through £25, then use your code. Launch 5 will bring that first payment down by a fiver. But if you're a Freedom member, you saw on your screen there, you've got a different price. Well, if you are a Freedom member, if you're new to us here at the Craft Store, Freedom membership means that you've got a membership that you pay on a monthly basis, that it covers all your post and packing for the whole calendar month, but it also entitles you to additional savings, just like the one that we're seeing on our screen now. So it means rather than you paying the same price as everybody else, you are paying that Freedom members discounted price of £40.41, which, as you will be aware, that launch 5 code could be used to bring it down to a little over £35. But again, you can still spread the cost if you're wanting to, but be aware those payments will be for less than £25. So you need to add something else in if you're wanting to use your launch code. Now, have a look at these stamps and dies as well, working with these. We're looking at all year round really with this set, aren't we, Lou? I mean, obviously I love the St Bernard here with these little barrel of brandy just to help you out of a sticky situation. But I know a lot of people will look at these and think instantly Christmas cards, and I know there's a lot of people that craft all year round for Christmas.
Yeah, and I think, well, I'll be honest with you, I quite like Christmas at this point because it's not full on in July or June, and I think if I'm going to choose to do Christmas, it would be now, because I could take my time. But it doesn't just have to be Christmas. There's a lot of things here that you can just, think sort of like, how else could I use them? You don't have to have that barrel round the dog. There's all sorts of things. He could be having a scarf round his neck.
Yeah.
And the lantern could be for anything. It could be Halloween and I think once you sort of start thinking like that, you realise that how much you're going to get with these. And the die cuts as well. I mean,
beautiful.
You could make great mobiles and everything with them. Well, and for that price, it's very, very, very good value.
It is. And of course, don't forget, if you've been taking photographs for not Christmas that's just gone, but many Christmases before, maybe you're scrapbooking, making memory little albums, then of course you will want Christmas themed, even if you are crafting in the middle of summer, because that is the topic that you're working with. These dies, these are phenomenal. I love this star. I mean, that is a beautifully strong piece. And you've got 2 dies with this one, the innie and the outie.
Yep, and you've got I think there's 4 altogether, but you can actually round that one off to make it 3-dimensional if you cut 2 out. This tag is so popular. I was talking to the lovely Gina B, and I think this would be perfect for her buttons.
Yes.
And this one here with the trees, you could just use the house and that. You don't need the trees as well. Or you could just take the edges off the trees and make them sort of more like spruce and less like a fir tree. So this next one, that could be any time of the year because that's autumnal.
Well, it kind of looks
winter.
like orange blossom, I thought.
Exactly. And if you put little pink flowers on that, you could even get away with cherry blossoms as well. So pine cones, I mean, they're just different colours. If you did that more of a purpley colour, it'd end up looking like not a hyacinth or a buddleia or something like that. So colour will change that.
Beautiful. I love these books. I'm going in to have a look at the third of these books because I think this is one of the reasons why I'd want to get the one-day special. Again, another book with all fabulous designs, and this one's called Botanical Gardens. And because Lou was talking about buddleias and the different flowers, then I think that this is going to tie in perfectly with those dies we just looked at. Again, you've got the realism of the elements that you've got here. It's like photo die cuts with these because they are all die cuts, so you don't need any scissors with these. So if you're crafting with younger people, difficult, or maybe your dexterity isn't what it used to be and you can't fussy cut, then with these, when they pop out, it's very clever the way that Studio Light do these, because the background colour that you've got is very in keeping with the foreground element, which means it doesn't look as if you've got those white spaces around them. Then you've got the photorealist card that's in here, lovely skeleton leaves as well. I love these kind of wooden style papers that you've got, Lou. These would work well with some of those journal dies that we've got coming up for your covers and things like that.
Perfect for that. And you can do like a picture frame. That's a picture in its own right. You know, there's some beautiful ones there that you don't need anything else with them, but you could also decoupage all this. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the first card just using all the stuff out of the book just to show you.
I love it. So that one is called Botanical Gardens. The last one, let me just show you this one. Oh, this is so good. And my favourite craft book, but this time watercolour stories. Yep. Absolutely beautiful. We've got peacock. We've got a little kitten in here as well. Oh, I can't wait to see what we've got in here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I love it.
It's got some great skies in this as well, you know. So across the other ones you've got great skies and scenes. So they cross work. Cute, aren't they?
Absolutely adorable. I mean, that is all one die cut piece there. So you could use that as a base for a card on those days when you're not quite sure how to get started. Oh, wow, Lou, these card pieces.
That's what I mean. So these work in their own right. I mean, I adore that. There's just so many little things that I can show you, just little tips and tricks if people want to make cards or...
Beautiful.
I mean, that one is sweet for children or anybody, you know, just a nice, happy card.
Yeah. And these would make fabulous.
Just say hello.
And if you're wanting to actually split these up, incidentally, as well, I mean, you could give these as gifts to people, couldn't you? I mean, the 4 of these for the price on your screen, I think it's amazing. It's almost as if it's a bonus getting the stamps and dies. Lou, I'm going to let you get ready for your demonstration, if that's okay. We're going to come back to you in a few moments. But the details on your screen, folks, if you're wanting your one-day special, 097877, 2 flexi buys. If you're a Freedom member, just £20.21. That's an amazing deal. That's if you're a Freedom member, delivered to your door for that first payment. You will get all 4 of those fabulous books and all those amazing stamps and dies. Busy on the phone lines. If you can shop online, then that's possibly the best idea. Don't forget, if that first payment of your flexi order is £25 or more, or your order as a total is £25 or more, and you're checking it out in one go, use that Launch 5 code. If you find yourself with the order or your flexi buy payment being just a little bit less than that £25, well, let me show you some of the things you could be adding in, because on the website there's loads and loads for you to look at. Some of the items there, some of the dies, amazing value. I mean, look at the savings there, saving a tenner on those. Those are your journal dies, giving you the ability to create not only your covers but your internal pages. If you find yourself in a situation where you just need that extra tenner to take your basket through that £25 threshold, then check out those alphabet dies, because don't forget, with Launch 5 they will actually work out at being around £6 if they are £11 to start with, as you can see there. And there are some huge savings. Look at that saving there, $43.95 down to $26.95. And sentiments as well. There's loads and loads for you to look at, so do have a delve in there, and I will keep you updated with regards to these items and yeah, of course, those savings. It's worth being a Freedom member if you're not already, because you don't want to be paying any post and packing, and you'd rather have that lower price with regards to your one-day special as well. So Lou's still getting herself ready. Shall I show you some of those dies? This is a really good bundle. This one has got very much an autumnal theme to it. And again, think about your photographs, think about those past occasions that you're getting ready for. With here, you have got absolutely loads within here. So £26.95 will get you 25 dies in total. You're saving £17 on this one. Straight away, you've got foliage, you've got your bare tree, and a bare tree is so useful. It could be a winter tree, it could be a summer tree. You've got the canopy there, which of course you can lay over the top, and each one of these packages, you will see you've kind of got little ideas of how you can put those elements together. So you've got the tree featuring on this particular one in the middle there, as you can see, showing you the layers and how the dies come together. Fabulous little squirrel, as you can see there, with the pumpkin. That's going to be useful later in the year as well. And then you've got your additional dies down at the bottom there, adding foliage, adding interest, adding all those fabulous elements, and they would work beautifully with some of those card bases we've just seen. So £26.95, £17 saving, 039221. Now, I believe our lovely Louie's ready, so are you going to make a card first time round?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to show you how simple it was. So with the card, these all work together, and I didn't want to sort of think, right, well, you need special equipment. You don't, because it's really clever. It tells you there, no need for cutting or scissors. But if you want to fussy cut into some of them, you can do. So I'm using the Botanical Garden one, and in it is one of the sheets of paper. Now, I like square cards at the moment. So all I've done, it's really, you can hear it, it's really, really thick. So I've just made a square card. Now this, well, I'll keep this because this is going to be for any stamps, words or anything like that. So at the moment now, that's a really lovely, it's got all these lovely fine details on. So the next thing is, I'm just going to take what's in the book. Now, I've got all sorts of different things planned, but I just wanted to show you something that I think is really clever with regarding to mixed media. Now, the other day I had some media on, and most people have die cuts squares, and I just wanted to show you that if the dies from one of the sets, if you wanted to use fabric,
Ooh.
you could actually just use, I think it's the other one, like layers of fabric on it as well. So you've got different textures. So if people want to think like, I don't just want to use the book, I want to go outside the box, so to speak. I know it's a bit cheesy that, but you know, these layers, the dye's cut through fabric. This is the fanning and this is the linen. So these beautiful, you know, colours are very apt with these, so we can use that if we want. I just thought if I show people the differences that, you know, that you could use the different fabrics, materials, and different sort of feels that you've got. So the first thing is you sort of decide what you're going to do. I really like this feeling of old botanical, so I'm just going to take, I don't like taking the page out because I always lose them, so I've got a lovely botanical there, and I'm going to take the leaf. Now, how simple is this? What I don't want to do is sort of overpower it with colour, so I'm going to stick to simple colours and simple designs. So up to now, I've got a really nice background. I've got one of the sketchy butterflies, which is beautiful. I've got some leaves, and I think I'm going to stick with these sort of muted tones, so nothing too bright. When I say muted, though, I don't mean not colourful. That's colourful, but not overly. So, and again, we've got another one. I mean, I'm just looking at this now. This is like stunning because you've got all these butterflies, and the more you look, seriously, the more you look, the more you realise what you've got just on one page. Just
loads.
It really is. I mean, I didn't realise there's quite that many butterflies on it. I quite like this as well because it reminds me of like lotions and potions.
Yes.
And little jars and books and stuff. So, and they're all single. They're not, you know, you don't. Sometimes when you get a die cut, it's like you get the whole sort of the whole object with lots of white area around it.
Yes.
You don't get that with these. You get what you see. Now, I'm not going to leave them like this because I want to sort of make them mine. Now, the fabric here will go really well with the fabric that I've got in the background if I keep it. So you can see how many I've got there. I've got tons.
Still loads left.
Look at this.
Oh, I love the case.
So I'm going to look through. I'm not going to, you know, obviously. And they're all different, which I really like. Is another one. So you could make a really powerful. And I'm looking at maybe that one's a beautiful one. And you can either do it this way by pushing down that way, or the other way by just pulling. Now, it's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you how you get yours die cuts out. I'm just showing these different. Right, there's that one. Not too sure that one, definitely. Like I said, I thought I'd seen all of them, but I've not. I'm going to get that one. I like this cardstock, is amazing. This is so heavy duty. So I'm just going to look at the back now and see. Now I've got these, so I'll just move them up. Let's see, we've got the Paris one.
And Luke, can I just ask, because we've got some of those fabulous dies that are going to be able to you'll be able to use for like your journals and your covers and things like that. The card bases or the cardstock that you've got within these pads, would they be suitable to use alongside those dies?
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. They're really. That's exactly. It's a really good. I know it's Christmas, or it might feel like Christmas for some of them, but when you start putting them with these, they start changing totally. Yeah, the cardstock's really good for everything. Yeah, I'm going to leave this till the end. So I've got my base, and all I want to do now is just add a little bit of colour. I want to make it mine. What you can do is just pull this and create a little bit of fraying if you want, because I think, you know, sometimes it can look quite rustic and nice, and it sort of look like, you know, frayed fabric. I like. You don't have to. It looks a bit odd because it's not square, but I quite like that. I wouldn't leave it hanging off though, because it does look a bit rough. I'm just trying to make a quick card just to show that, you know, and I've got another one quite in depth. So just pull this off. Not going to do it all. And then I've got this nice fabric, and this is called fanning, and these are what I had on the other day, and I just think they lend a little bit of texture because it looks like leaves and gossamer. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue that down. Now, you use whatever glue you want. You can use the Bond It. I'm just using a dry glue because it's a bit easier and I don't get all mucky. But use the glue that obviously.
Now, Lou, while you're just popping that down, we've been very, very busy for those dies, those journaling dies that I was just referring to. And these are the dies that Lou was saying that would be perfect to use with that fabulous card base that you've got. So these are the different ones that we've got. Now, what you've got on the back of the packaging is an inspirational element there to show you how you can make your own journal. The card bases that you've actually got within these paper pads are perfect for this. But then you've got your additional elements that you can use. Now, of course, you're going to be creating pockets and open out panels and all sorts, and that's why a paper pad like the one that Lou's working with is such a good idea, because you've got everything on a similar sort of theme. Now, if you're wanting these particular dies, think about that first flexi buy that you've got with your one-day special. That's not going to be enough for you to use that launch 5 code. So by adding this in, this can be spread over 2 payments as well. So it would be work out at what where am I? It's going to be about £8, isn't it? And of course, it's going to take that first flexi buy through your £25, but use your launch 5. It will drop that payment down, and it'll actually mean that you're only actually paying, where am I, a tenner or £11 for that die set that I just shared with you. So be a canny shopper with this one. There's loads of ways of taking advantage. So that is the first one that we've got to share with you. This next one's a lovely one because this one's kind of got flip over inserts with this one. So this is a lovely one. It's kind of like a timeless classic, as you can see there. Again, you're going to fold them. You're going to add your ties with regards to these ones as well. So if you wanted to get hold of this one, oh, it's got the key lock on this one as well. So this one is your locking key. So again, a lovely one there, as you can see there, with all the different elements in there. You've got your journal word there. Again, having all the card in there that's going to allow you to create those fabulous covers within that one-day special. That's why I'm suggesting you add these in alongside. As I say, the first flexi buy takes you through £25. Use launch 5, brings it back down by a £5. You see what I'm thinking with regards to this one? I'm a shopper just the same as you guys. This is a pretty one as well. This time you've got that rounded edge with this particular journal. So this is a really pretty one. Of course, you've got that gorgeous kind of summer look to it, where you've got the butterfly feature in there. Again, you've got your foliage. So again, all your flowers incorporating with this one. But again, you've got all of those elements. So when you put them all together, you're making these fabulous journals, these wonderful pages. And again, because you've got all the cardstock within your one-day special, this is going to be an instant project the moment your one-day special and these dies arrive. And then the final one, which I think is my favourite, and this one here is where you've got that wrap around. It's more of a rectangle shape, this particular one, but look at all the pockets and the elements and the ties that you're able to put with this one. Again, all the dies there, and of course, creating your outside piece, you've got a very large die there. You've got the ability of kind of like a floating hinge, I think Lou called it, where you can put these holes wherever you want to in that piece there to allow you to create those flaps and allow you to create those pockets. But so much content. Now, they're £15.99 each one of those different sets. I think they were all the same price. Different item numbers. If you can stretch to more than one, please do so, because they are brilliant value. And of course, you can spread the cost of those alongside your one-day special, because that's on 2 flexi buys as well. So just bear that in mind. And it's a way of you actually getting that launch 5 code to work. Because if you are a Freedom member, or in fact anybody going for your one-day special and spreading the cost, the first payment will be below £25, which is why I'm saying add in one of those die sets, bump it up by £8, that first payment, and then knock it back down by a £5 by using launch 5. All makes sense. Bit of a long-winded way to tell you, but you know what I mean. Take advantage of it while you've got the chance. I'm sorry, Lou, how are you getting on there?
Nope, nearly done, and then I'll do a journal, you see. I was just thinking, I'll just show you how quick you can do this and then do a journal. So just I wanted to just show you how
Oh,
you
look
sort
at
of set it
that.
out however you want. But some areas might be a bit too bright. And if you just stick to one colour and then just darken, say, where the white is, or even these areas, it just takes it right down. Now, it just knocks the edge off it. So even
Beautiful.
if you think, oh, I'm not too happy with this or that, change it. You don't need to keep it like that. So all I've done is I've just put a few of these on. I'm just going to put these on, and then I'll put, and that'll be it. I've done a really nice little journal card, but sort of, yeah, well, it's like a gardener's or
It could be a
it could
journal
be,
page, or it could be a
yeah,
card for a garden, like you say.
yeah, and it's all done with the little bits. Now the last bit is just going to be, I think it's got to be this one. I'm going to use a sticker if I can get them off, and it's the last bit, and this is on the very back. So if you haven't got the correct words or anything, you don't need to, because this does it all for you.
Look at
So
that, yeah.
again, darken the edges, makes a huge difference, and then that is done. And that's a simple little card, but that last little bit, and then I'll go on, is make it yours. Put on here a white pen so that it looks like you've got some highlights.
Yes, good tip.
And then, you know, on the leaves. And these little tips like this really make a difference, because this is it's now yours. You're colouring in, you're doing your little bits. So, you know, and I just like adding little bits like that. So that's that done. 5 minutes, not even that.
Beautiful.
So that's one card. You can imagine how many you've got in that.
There's
So the
loads.
next one is, I noticed you wanted the journal, so
Yes.
luckily I've got one ready.
Fabulous.
Yes. So I wanted to show you, I hope you've got this one. This is the one I've got, the lavender one.
Oh, yes, we have.
It's stunning.
Isn't it beautiful?
So-
It's got the rounded edge on this one, hasn't it?
This is, this, to me, you just die cut and die cut and die cut, because there's so many options. So the first thing I did was I decided I was going to use the lavender as a, you know, as a sort of starting point. So I've got the backgrounds, which are these beautiful sort of lavenders, and I always get mixed up. Lilac and lavender. I don't know which it is, but it's one of them.
That's a good question. I think, is it, oh, I don't know, because you get different colours of both, I suppose, don't you, really?
Exactly. So I'm like, right, okay, I'll call it one or other. But I always cut two together, because then I can swap it around if I want. So if you look how different, that one's with the purple or like whatever mauve at the back, and that one is with it, the lavender at the back. So you choose the colour you want. So I die cut those. Then I die cut some of these, and I did them in the same colours. These are stunning on their own with it. You know, it really is beautiful as a flower. I did them in silver.
Very nice.
I did the die cut of the beautiful, I think it's like it's for the spine or wherever you want it, but I think it's such a beautiful one. If you continue it, you can do beautiful lace, you know, continue it all. Beautiful. And then you've got the round parts of it. So you've got in it this, which is a little pocket, and every one of these is scored, and all you do is that.
Clever.
And then it's really clever, and then all the other little bits you've got, and it goes on and on and on, but you choose the bits you want. And it also has the spine. Now the spine you can do all sorts with. You can do it in any colour you want. You can do it to suit you, and that's what I like about this.
Now,
it really
Lou,
is a case.
We've had a question come through from somebody. Yeah. Joe is was it Jill? Sorry, I thought it was Jill. I apologise. Has emailed in asking about the covers and the dies that we're chatting about here. Can you cut faux leather with them? Now, I'm guessing the intricate elements may struggle with, but the outside covers, there shouldn't be a problem,
Absolutely.
should there? Okay.
The faux leather is great. You can easily cut it. If it was intricate like that, then it'd be difficult because of all that. But it cuts these shapes and main shapes, no problem at all.
Brilliant, thank you.
I've used it before now. Yeah, it cuts this stuff from Studio Light, no problem.
Wonderful, thank you. Oh, we might have those on the website, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the first thing I'm going to do is get all the bits and bobs. And I really like the idea of using these stencils as, or the mask, the die cuts, whatever you want to call them, as a little bit of a sort of stencil itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to use green. Now I know green, but green's a really cool colour with purple. It has this really nice effect. So just a little bit, not a lot, because I only want the edges. And it's a strange colour in the fact that it warms it up. It warms the purples up, and it's mauves or lilacs or anything. And I'm just introducing a little bit, not a lot. Don't want to do it all over. It's just a
to
tiny
warn
bit.
you folks, with regards to this particular die that we've got on the screen, very, very busy. 40% of the stock has gone. I'm not surprised. You've got £9 saving on this one. And of course, if you are using Launch 5 as you're checking out, it actually brings that price down to just £10.99. This is a very usable die set. It's one that's going to be in your stash that you'll use over and over again. Same as all of the other journal dies. So if you are going for anything during this hour, especially if you're going for the one-day special on your Flexi buy, add in one of those journaling die sets, and it will mean that you can still use that Launch 5 code, even if you're spreading your cost over 2 payments. So be a canny shopper with regards to this. Obviously, if you're checking out your basket in one go with your one-day special, then automatically you can use that Launch 5. But it's a way of finding your way around to make sure you can use that code over and over again. If I'm not here next week, you know that they've given me my P45 because I'm giving away all the profits. But this is the thing. I'm like you. I'll be figuring out ways that I can use that Launch 5 code over and over again. So do the same and make sure that you're shopping in the most canny and the most savvy way to utilise that code right the way through until Bank Holiday Monday. And of course, celebrating the fact that we are now the Craft Store, thecraftstore.com. And incidentally, if you're wanting to email in, it's studio@thecraftstore.com now. Not the old email address, those emails won't get through. But Lou, this that you're working on, it looks amazing. I love you using that as a stencil.
I think people forget that. I know I'm not on my own. I know it's been done for years, but we forget some of the old little tricks, don't we? It's like the other day I was doing something and it was like I was using some faux, the bleach and and it was like, oh yeah, let's get that out. And I think this is an old trick, isn't it, using the die cut? And the die cut is always going to be the right, because it's the die cut, it's going to go with it, so you won't have a problem with it. So you can see, you can either have it layered like that, or you could have that on the inside.
Yes.
So just that will strengthen it. So just to show you, all I've done is put the really quite a dark colour, but I want to show you both how it looks with the green as well. And just doing the very, very edge and a little bit darker. So I'm using, let me get it right, Dusky Concord, and I'm just darkening that just to give it a really nice edge. And then I'm going to carry on doing that. So the next bit I've got is the spine. So the spine, you can, if you do it in this metallic colours, there's no problem, you can keep it like that, but you can also use your alcohol inks. I'm going to use this colour spine, even though it's the same, it won't matter because I can now change it up. So again, using this, and while you're using this, you're colouring it as well. So I'm just going to put in the middle, just there, I'm going to try and put that so it's central, and then that way it sort of looks like I've done it on purpose, and I have, but more can just see there. So this is a really nice spine, this, because they know how to do their die cuts well, the studio, like that's something they do really well. So I've got that there. Turn it around, you can do anything you want with this. I'll just show you the other way.
And I love these dies. There's no measuring or anything. Everything is cut, ready to go, isn't it?
It is. And if you want to, this is only one layer. I like that. It's almost like ghost layer. But then don't forget, you can also put that on it, which makes it look different. Now, you can have colour on colour.
See, I'm just flicking through one of these books that we've got here. We've had a lovely email in from Kathy, which I'll read to you in a few moments. But when you look at the cardstock that you've got within the one-day special pads, these are going to be perfect to use. Similar sort of way that Lou is doing. Obviously, she's chosen a couple of colours going along that kind of lavender theme. But you could imagine actually utilising these and making the most of these for your front covers. They're really good, weighty cardstock. Then you've got all your embellishments in here. You've got your stickers, your tags, all those elements. Now, somebody who loves these and has emailed in, in is a lovely Kathy. So Kathy, thank you so much for taking the time and trouble and using our new email address as well. She's saying hello to all at the craft store. Thank you. Hello to you as well, Kathy. Congratulations on your new name. Getting used to it now. Kind of like it. Studio Light die cut books are my go-to, and this is the thing, and this is from a crafter who's worked with these. So yeah, brilliant advice. They're my go-to for crafty sessions, and when I'm a little lost at what to do, and we all have this, don't we? We have that urge to do something crafty, but we don't really know what colour to start with, what theme to start with. She just says that they never cease to inspire her, so she picks these up and has a go with them. Uses them for her diaries, her journals, cards, anything really. She loves them. And with the Freedom Prize, again, exactly, it's one that you've got to go for. And add in the launch 5, it's a no-brainer, just get them. Kathy, you're so right, take advantage while you've got the opportunity. That additional £5 is quite a drop, isn't it, when you use that launch 5? So, yep, there you go. Just take it, as Kathy says there, these are brilliant for your go-tos. If you're just getting started or you have those drought days when you just can't get your mojo going, these are going to get you on your way. And, of course, that fabulous journal cover that Lou is preparing shows you just how you could utilise these as well. Oh, that's coming together a dream.
Yeah, and just to show you that the lilac and the lilac together, it still looks quite stylish because you can just darken the edge, which looks really super. Now, I did have the lilac one, and I thought, I like that. I'm not going to use the silver, so I just darkened the back, and it works beautifully. So, you know, just think about using one colour cardstock and changing that. You don't need to sort of buy all different ones. So I'm just going to give this a quick glue down.
Lovely.
I'm using dry glue because it's just easier for me. All I've used is...
Just while you're doing that, is it okay if I just have a quick chat with our customers about checking out their baskets? Because it's something we discovered that might help them.
Yes, of course it is.
No problem. Back with you in just a few moments. Now, we've got queues on the phone lines, which we can only apologise for. And some of you are experiencing little technical issues when you're coming to check out your order. Now, apparently, if you're checking out your basket and you're using PayPal, PayPal is just kind of a method of actually paying. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can still use your card in the same way as you would do if you were shopping online with us or speaking to our call operators. It's just a way for us to kind of get that payment to get processed. So if you can use PayPal, which you should be able to, because as I say, you don't need to have a PayPal account, we're finding that orders are going through much more swiftly and smoothly than going through the ulterior kind of opportunities, the different ways of doing it. So when you come to check out your basket, go through the route to use PayPal. It'll be one of your options. Click on PayPal and you'll just go through the same motions, putting in your card number, putting in that 3-digit code from the back of your card, as you would do normally. Added advantages, if you do have a PayPal account and you've got obviously credit on there, then you can utilise that if you're wanting to as well. So you don't have to necessarily use your bank account or your credit card. But if you don't have a PayPal account, it's just a way of processing that payment. Please don't be worried about it. Don't think you're being signed up for something that you don't want to use and you might never use again. It's just a way for us to actually process your transaction. So if you can choose that option, I think you'll find that your order will be processed quickly, mean that you are getting hold of those bargains. But don't forget your launch 5. I know I keep mentioning it, but I want you to save those fivers. How are you getting on there, Lou?
Yep, just wanted to show you a little trick. I've put some glue on the back of this, and I'm just not sticking it quite, because if you use a dry glue like this, it's easier to sort of manipulate the layers. And putting that one on, but I've got the other colour now, and I'm just going to slip that underneath. So we've got like a frill edge, and it looks really pretty. So get another piece of card that I actually was going to do it the other colour, but I actually really like this one now. So we've got this, and this would be the front cover of it. The next thing is we're going to use our little pocket, and I really like this. Now you can have it at the front there, you can have it anywhere, but there's also these. We've got to have these, and I put it on silver, so if I wanted it that way I could actually paint these as well, and I'll show you what I mean. If you don't want to use, we've all got metallic card or whatever you want to call it, but it's really good for actually stamping on that, and it's really good for colouring. So if you've got some, use it for your die cuts as well, because it's quite substantial. All I'm doing is putting the same colour on there, and I'm just doing the edges, and then I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to put a little bit of green just to give that a bit of impact, because we've got a little bit of green on the background. So just to show you that it's now And you can do the same with this. So you can change them. You can have them any way you want. I quite like it like that, using that what we've got there and then this over the top. But just bear in mind, it's like one of them, like, I don't like that, I like that, I don't like that. So you end up like faffing for ages, so you make sure you know what you want. So here, I've got this one as well. Now there's all sorts of dies from the packs that they all fit together. So if you've got, say you're buying 2 or 3 of them, you know that they're all going to work. They all work together.
Yeah.
So you're not going to sort of think, oh well, that doesn't look right without all that. So I've got this here. I'm just going to show you how this works. Now this is folded over like that, so it's like a pocket. And then you just glue that down. Now, if I'm using this or sending this out and I want it to be pretty strong, then the first thing I would do is make sure that I'm using the correct glue. So it'd be a wet glue. I'm going to change that. I'm going to put that over it there.
That's cute.
Oh, I need a bit more.
Lou, I've just been stood here doing the maths in my head with regards to these dies, because obviously the dies, we've got 4 different sets of these and they're $15.99. So if you were going for a couple of these, stepping away from the one-day special for just a moment, you'd normally be looking at, what, £32, 2 lots of 16? Well, of course, you've got that £5, that launch 5, which actually brings it down to £27 for both sets of those dies together. That is phenomenal value, to think that you could be paying just over £13 for one of those dies if you're using that Launch 5 code. And I've also been having a little flick through the Botanical Garden option that we've got. Well, it's not an option, you're going to get it within your one-day special. But of course, Lou's working with the die that's got that gorgeous lavender as a die cut. Well, the Botanical Garden one has got lots of elements in there, obviously, of that botanical theme. So this would be nice to use alongside those die cuts. You've got the elements of the butterflies, and we saw butterflies featuring within those dies as well. Some of these elements Lou chose for her card just a few moments ago. But imagine if you're going down that botanical theme and making the front cover of your project using the leaves, using the skeleton leaves, using the wood theme. All of these could be utilised using those dies very easily, making the covers. I mean, look at the interest that you've got with regards to these. You could be mixing them up, using these for pockets, using these for the die cut elements, and loads of tags. So as Lou is doing with hers, we're using it down that botanical route, then all of the elements within that botanical crafting book that you get within the one-day special will lend themselves perfectly to the project that Lou's working on at the moment. And that's the same with any of these, to be honest. There's different elements that will cross over. Colour grouping, so you'll have some lavender colour themed that would work with the colour theme that Lou's working with as well. So you've got your 4 books. You can see there, you'll Just Keep Dreaming. You've got I Am in Love with Chalk, as you can see here. So loads of kind of chalkboard embellishments and elements there, as you can see. Then this is a lovely one. You've got lots of watercolour elements, some beautiful bright tones in there as well. And again, these books are all exactly the same. You've got your 8 pages. When I say the same theory within them. So 8 of those card bases in there. You've got your die cut pages, you've got your sticker sheets in there. And of course, lots of you adding in those journal dies alongside them. Shall I show you some of the other journal dies that we've got as well? Because Teresa's emailed in, I think, and she said, Happy Easter to you as well, Teresa. And you're asking about the journal die, so let me show you, because now I've got them all jumbled up, so I'm going to apologise to Katie, who's our producer. She's going to work out which ones we're talking about. Now, this particular one is where you've got the largest cover. So with this one, it's like a little kind of rectangle with a wrap around, as you can see there. And the beauty with regards to this one is you've got, obviously, your large die, which is creating the outside. It's a very big die that you've got with regards to this one, and you've got that kind of element there that's going to allow you to put those holes in place wherever you choose to put them. Then you've got your additional tabs, you've got things like your little bulldog clip there, your little tag, all of those coming together. So when you start creating and start making your designs up, you've got inspiration on the back there to help you as well. So that is your tie, unless you've got 19 dies with that particular one. It's just $15.99. These are phenomenal value for money. Next one that we've got is the one with the little key, and I love this because you've got On the cover there, it's literally like a little key that's featuring with this one as well. So again, you've got your die that's going to allow you to create your covers, your pages, your pockets. You've got the little padlock there, or the little key lock, should I say, there as well. Ticket elements, lots of interactive elements, allowing you to create something very, very arty, as you can see here, and loads of different ways you'll be able to work with these. So that one, if you want in that one, 21 dies in that one for $15.99, and that one is your lock and key set. The last one that we've got, oh, this is a pretty one. It's using some pastel tones with the butterfly wings on this one, or like angelic wings, should I say, with these ones. Really pretty. With regards to this one, if you're wanting to get hold of this one, absolutely beautiful. This one is called your Summer, is it Summerfields, or is Summerfields the lavender one? Is that the Summerfields one? I think that might be the Summerfield one, the one that Lou's working with at the moment with the butterfly. So which one are we bringing up on the screen? And I'll swap it round. Artwork Love. So I think that's this one, isn't it? So let's just double check with the picture. Make sure the picture ties. So that is the die set with that one. Is that the right one, Katie? Oh, yes, because it says artwork on there. Oh, come on, Hayley. How complicated can it get? Now, you are liking this one, rapidly approaching 40% of the stock. Inbuilt with the actual flap of this one, you've got those gorgeous kind of angelic wings, as you can see there featuring, and they make a really nice feature as it wraps around the front cover there. So again, that's a popular one, $15.99 for that one. And then, of course, Lou, the one that she's working with, is the one which has got the one with the little butterfly in there, with all those gorgeous lavender tones featuring, with that rounded cover, as you can see there. And this one, half of the stock has gone of the Summerfield. So 15 dies there, $15.99, phenomenal price, amazing saving. And as I say, if you can stretch to a couple of these, it will take you through that £25 threshold. Use your launch 5 and it will bring it back down again. So it works out. I think in my head, I've worked it out to be about £13.50, something like that, each of those die sets. But obviously, when you put it in your basket and you put all the codes in there, it'll give you that figure before you check out. How are you getting that on, Lou?
Yeah, just wanted to show you that you can add all you want, same colour, just the chip sapphire on it, no, dusky concord. So I put the little pocket in, I put the flowers in, dried lavender would look brilliant on this. So you really can change this, you can make it any way you want. Now I also wanted to just show you that when you do it a lighter version and then you emboss the edge, you get a really sort of, I'll just show you, get more of a sort of vintagey feel. So that's another way of doing it. So again, all these things come together and you've got tons and tons of these. So if you make the other side, or you have that, I would suggest if you're going to make a journal, strengthen it with an extra piece of card. But I do really like this. And then I would use some beautiful purple, like I wouldn't use ribbon. I think I'd use something like, you know, not yarn, like, oh, what's it called? I mean, twine.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So it is a white flower if you don't want to use dark flowers. But I just want to, you know, remember that if you buy white flowers or white anything, you can start to sort of put your own colour on them then. And then they become all matching and the same as what you've got here. Even though the white underneath, we've got the same colour going throughout. So if you just want, you know, even half of it or one even, just, I think this here goes out of there. Now, if you heard that noise, it's because City's just scored. And it wasn't me.
Oh, no, don't tell me that. I've got a Leicester City fan at home.
Oh, I know.
What's the score, Lou?
Because we know about Janice as well. So,
yeah. Do you know what the score is?
I think it's still 1-0. Is it 1-0, Mark? He's pretending he's not
in the zone.
Right, there you go. So I wanted to show you, it's like a little pocket of, if you put proper lavender in there, and you know, that is a beautiful gift. The summer garden gift, anything, it's just really pretty. But don't forget, in that kit, you've got tons and tons and tons. The one that you were looking at before is a super duper one, because I know we've got no time.
Oh, which one's this one? Oh, I've got it.
This
I've got it. This
one-
is the lock one. Oh, is it the lock one? No, it's
Yeah,
not.
this one is special. Now, I won't have time to show you, but it's actually got here a gusset so that it becomes an expandable pocket.
Oh, I see. I did wonder about that because you've almost got like a little filing system with this one. I can see now,
Absolutely.
yes.
Just showing you now. I mean, it goes really fast. I've prepped everything, but you just like, what's fast? There it is, yeah. And you get these, and these are brilliant.
And they fit in
it
the
doesn't
side
look
to
much.
make it expand.
Yeah, you've got like all these are scored. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and then a V there, and they pop in. And so you've got like a V gusset, and then they just sit. It's so easy. They just sit there and glue, and then that pops up there, and then that pops up there. They're really clever. So if you want like a wallet for tags or anything, this is a perfect one for you, because you can also make it into a journal.
Well, the thing is, you could make it into a way of kind of storing your die cuts and your different elements as well, couldn't you? It's got a practical use to it.
Yeah, I mean, these like this, you could easily put your flowers in there, and or gifts. What do they call it? Gift cards and stuff like that. And because it's so versatile, and this edge is stunning, and you get the reinforcers for it and everything. The problem is, I've only cut this out. I didn't know it was going to go so fast.
Well, that's okay. Well, we're back with you at 8 o'clock. So, I mean, if you wanted to use the one-day special alongside them, then, yeah, go for it at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and just all the dies go together as well. So the dies from the different packs go with this. You can even, if you wanted to, put a round edge to it.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have to stick to, if you get a couple, you can mix and match them all. So that's a really nice, do it to the spine, and you've got you can do as many as you want if you want it really strong, and that'll fit to the edge. So just think about adding to them. You can take it all the way up if you want. So this is what I was doing, and I spent hours just thinking, you could do this, you could do this, and it's just up to your imagination then. I mean, you've got different things, ideas. I mean, I love them. You just go on forever.
Well, it's brilliant. I'm just bringing the die in alongside the paper pad because I thought, oh, I'll have a look and see. But they do fit on there. Obviously, you've got a variety of different dies. So some of them, it might be that you're making panels, but you can see it just about sits on there. So you could quite easily make your front cover for this particular one, which is the one that Lou's talking about. And you've got that kind of antique look to it using the cardstock that you've got within your one-day special. And then you've got, obviously, the ability to cut your panels and your additional pockets and things out of all the other papers that are featuring in there, and then you've got all your tags and everything to add your dimension, your embellishments as well, your closures, all of those coming in that just one of those pads.
Just these like little ribbons are brilliant because they look they're just so lovely and decorative, and you can add as many as you want, and and pattern them. So that could be like down your spine. Actually, these are so handy. I've not poked all holes out, but these work with every single one of them. And to me, these, you don't realise, these are like your go-to ones because they'll go with all of them.
They will indeed.
But I just wanted to show how versatile these really are. Just black and white is just beautiful as well.
Look at that, stunning. Absolutely amazing. Now, Lou, we're down to the last few minutes of the hour. So if you want to kind of get your camera sorted, we can say goodbye to you with your lovely face, with your posh red lipstick and your lovely scarf in your hair. But it will give me the opportunity as well just to recap on what we've got on the screen. So, of course, we're talking about our one-day special. This deal was launched coming up to an hour ago, and it's been a very, very popular one. You've got your crafting books with these. And just to reiterate, these have got everything that you need in there on a particular theme. So you've got In Love with Chalk, so you've got lots of chalkboard themes with that particular one. You've got your watercolor themes in there, your botanicals with these as well. Loads of fabulous themed paper pads with die cut elements, with stickers in there as well. And you've got your card sheets. You've got your sheets of card, A4 in size, that's 8 in each one of those. And those are just one element of your one-day special. Because in addition to those paper pads, you've got these fabulous stamps and dies that are working alongside them. In my mind's eye, these are almost a bit of a bonus because I think it's worth it for those books alone. The price that we've got on the screen there, obviously you can see £44.90. I mean, Lou, again, you've got some useful designs that you'll use year after year with these.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think there's things here that they're not going to be just for Christmas. In fact, they don't even look Christmassy.
Yeah.
And I just think for the price, how many dies, how many stamps you're going to get, and those dies are so useful because they can you can just change the paper and you could do
Yeah.
them year after year and they'd still look very different,
Very
changing the
much.
colours you use in the papers and those branches any time of year. And I've just
Exactly.
sort of finished this now by adding
Oh,
some little
look.
white bits, and I think it's really sort of brought the
Hasn't
sticking
it
it in front of your
just?
face. That
Yeah,
looks
I know,
better.
bless you.
Well,
But
you spend hours just doodling on this if
yeah.
you wish, but the idea is you could make them and have a whole range of them on your craft shelf out now. Put your oh, yeah, discs.
Yes, that's a good
You could put your
point.
discs in there.
You could indeed. It now, Lou, I know you're going to rejoin us at 8 o'clock. Got
Yep.
Yanis teaming up with you, so I'm a little bit jealous. Not going to lie, but yeah, what an amazing deal! Thank you so much for sharing your
Oh,
ideas and your inspiration. We always love working with
oh,
you.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm really looking forward to being back in studio. Now we get transport sorted and everything. And
Yes,
shielded's over. I can't wait to get
you will
back.
be welcome with distant open arms. Now, of course, if you want to take advantage of the one-day special, the details there on the screen. Get it in your basket. Get your basket checked out and then rejoin Yanis and Lou at 8 o'clock for more. I'll see you.